some milk. I'll take another cup of coffee.
Hey guys. What? You know, we're supposed to be doing a show thing here, talking to people.
Did we roll? What thing?
We rolled, mofos.
Oh.
You know, we're not that far removed from the IPCPR show, which used to be the RTDA show, but is now IP International something cigars something. But we were just there, and one of the new cigars that was introduced was by our buddy Nick Perdomo, and today that's what we're talking about, right, Gar?
That's right.
We're talking about the Champagne, but it's got a sun-grown wrapper on it now, and I think everybody here was kind of surprised how this thing just totally tore a new bud on your tongue, and I guess that doesn't make it sound that flavorful. Yeah, it's just, this thing is a kick-ass bomb. It's awesome. But I know last year Perdomo was so psyched about his 20th anniversary, and how is he going to top that? I don't know if he topped it, but he may have tied it, because this sun-grown took the Champagne and just ramped it up about 30 levels, and this is a flavor monster, and I'm psyched about what our buddy Nick has done.
Yeah, to me, this cigar is like, it's only Champagne in name. You know?
What does that mean?
Well, you know, the Champagne, he had the Champagne, and I guess even the Champagne Noir are like, they're lighter body, they're easy smoking, kind of, middle of the road, mild to medium cigars. And this is not that, in my opinion. It's a pretty strong cigar. Last time I smoked one of these, I got the hand sweats. I'm sitting at my desk doing this.
If there's one thing that I've learned is never follow Lou anywhere. Because once he gets the palm sweats going, everything's got this weird moistness going on. So you pick up a pen after he's used it, and it's like kind of like this greasy to the oily to the touch kind of thing.
We know how you get hand sweats.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Everybody knows that.
Your mother knows it.
He gets the hand sweats pretty easy.
Oh, come on, Gary, you're a little too quiet here.
Those weren't the hands.
This is Gary Korb. He's very important. He's been with this Cigar Advisor for what, 106 years now?
105.
Before the internet, before Al Gore went freaking crazy. Go ahead.
Anyway, I was going through everybody's reviews, and I noticed that you called Nick a genius.
Nick is a genius. He's a goddamn genius.
I mean, what are you
Yeah,
kissing
kiss
his
ass,
ass?
kiss ass.
You're kissing his ass. He doesn't do his ass kissed.
I was asked kind of earlier by Gary. He insinuated why I'm kissing Nick Perdomo's ass so much. Not in the physical sense, because but in the reality of it is, when I go to Miami, Nick, I need a place to stay, and I'm sure you've got a house full of about 7,000 humidors, 12 million cigars. That could be so cool. Me and you hanging in Miami, yeah.
I think what it comes down to is that Tommy's fishing for free cigars from Perdomo. Let's be honest, the guy, he hasn't bought a cigar since the 1970s. One thing that I appreciate about every single torpedo that I've smoked from Nick is the construction. The construction of his torpedoes.
Talking about the cigar?
Yeah. This guy. Cock on the brain yet again.
People say I talk about men's parts. I do. They're funny. Chicks love them, and chicks love jokes about men's parts.
Is Tommy's love for his private parts, I guess, his penis?
Tommy's anaconda is smoother than James Bonda, stretching his humor like he's James Fonda. Just kept it real, yo. I'm out. Boop, boop.
The torpedoes are always so, beautifully constructed, I would go so far as to call them pulchritudinous. Pulchritudinous is a synonym for beautiful.
It's gratuitous. Gratuitous.
I've gained a reputation around the office of being the word police. Some people say grammar Nazi. I think of myself as a language specialist. I studied English. I studied German.
Boy, that's a little different, isn't it? His linguistic skills. Linguistic? Is that how you say it? Lou, what does linguistic mean?
Ich liebe Sprache.
Lou is short for Luftwaffe! Because he flies around the place. Oh, I smoke the cigars. I am the word Nazi.
I don't really understand, first of all, German. But second of all, what's he so angry about all the time? I mean, the guy sits around, he types, makes up big fancy long words like pulchritudinous, and starts shouting at poor Wally the next desk over in German. Kid's like shell-shocked the whole day. I'm surprised, if Wally doesn't end up shivering in the corner after a full week of this, I give the kid credit. He's solid.
John Detour, one of the fine members of the editorial staff at Cigar Advisor magazine, and like I said, well coiffed and totally queefed. And John, what did you think of since he's up my ass about Perdomo, but Nick's a genius, what do you think?
All right, Nick may be a genius when it comes to blending cigars, but I don't know if he's a legit genius. He's not like Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, Hawking's a genius. He's kind of a freakazoid, but he's a genius. But Nick is a goddamn genius. I already said this. The guy is amazing. Hey, I want to see Hawking roll a cigar. End of sentence. I just saw Stephen Hawking on Big Bang Theory. He made an actual appearance. Did you guys see that?
No.
Do you
He
really?
made the whole show was about him,
Yes.
and he made an actual appearance.
I saw that.
He was talking to Sheldon
Not
Cooper
much.
and, telling him that he had something wrong with his theory. But anyway,
Yeah.
how about...
All right.
Go ahead.
About Nick
That was
Perdomo.
the
Back to you, Nick. It's a great cigar. I think this is fantastic. It is a Perdomo cigar. It's consistent all the way through, packed with tons of flavor, and the burn is fantastic on it. I mean, I haven't had any trouble with this. What do you think of the cigar?
Most of what Perdomo has put out is pretty much right in my flavor profile. Medium full. That kind of a little bit of spice, but not too much. I like the fact that the Sun Grown adds a little bit of like kicking the teeth to you.
Yeah.
And this thing is a mouthful of smoke.
Well, he's got that good radio voice, so it sounds good when he does it. He goes, "This went off like a bomb in my mouth."
This is like nuclear reactor puff. I mean, not in strength, because it's not.
It's actually not the reactors that the smoke comes from. It's the cooling towers. I don't know if you know that, but
Science.
so there's your
Science. Littlepedia.
the more you know word.
So,
Look, I'm as smart as he is well dressed, which is to say I'm not very smart.
No,
Yeah.
say you're a genius.
We actually I brought with me the Caramello bar.
Well, apparently John Pulo mentioned something about the Carmelo bar, and then Gary has to go out and get one. I'm glad he wasn't talking about guys' dongs, because that would have really messed the whole shot up, wouldn't it have?
John's reference to the tone of or the color of the cigar being like a Caramello, he was a little off there. And we're going to compare.
just got
So,
interesting.
I haven't seen one of these in
all right.
like 10 years.
let's see if you are correct about your allegation of the Caramello bar. Well,
not
sort
Five
of in
guys,
the
4
neighborhood.
pieces. Yeah, that works out, Gary.
yeah, one piece for the rest of you, 3 for me.
I think it's a little bit lighter, but
My wife
you're
might
close.
recognize that. Man,
Wow.
I hate to say.
So, Gary, I have a lot of respect for the guy. I appreciate what he does. I mean, this was nice. What he did today. That whole part about him, a high-powered rifle and a bell tower, I take all that back.
This mixed with the cigar is like incredible.
Is that right?
It's amazing.
Yeah, well,
And the
chocolate,
next
chocolate
one's
goes
called-
good with a cigar. I like chocolate with a cigar. Chocolate almonds, actually.
Oh, I prefer high cocoa content, fair trade chocolate bar myself.
Trade you.
Wie Sie wissen, ich bin aus Hershey. Also, er meinte, dass Caramello etwa das beste Bonbon ist und
the Carmelo bar und schwieten dann all over the facing. Yeah.
Unicorn farts, they smell like Cinnabon. Plain and simple. That's pretty much it. Cinnabon. Delicious, magical.
I'm gonna turn to Mr. Detour, because we should probably talk a little bit about cigars, and what are some of the flavors that you picked up in here?
I'm picking up.
Garçon.
I'm picking up a really nice sweetness to it.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure what exactly it is. I can't
Black
put my finger-
licorice? And it's that?
It's not. It's
That's
not
what I got. I
your
got black
favorite
licorice.
thing.
He's a
You-
big anus fan.
Yeah, he loves
No,
the anus,
amaretto is my thing. Anus?
obviously.
I don't pick up that.
All the time.
Is there more coffee in that?
No, it's
Dude, what are you talking about?
I get a huge sweetness out of this, which is fantastic, which I really like. I get a little bit of spice. It tastes almost like an afterthought of black pepper, but those are the predominant flavors that I'm tasting.
I think that sweetness you're talking about is kind of like a citrus.
Yes, it actually is a little bit of a citrus.
But it's
Yeah,
not
maybe
like
a citrus
Some of
seed.
the other ones we've tried have, we keep coming back to grapefruit and black cherry.
You keep
Not-
coming back to grapefruit. You're like working for the grapefruit
You're
lobby over
friggin'
here, this
grapefruit.
guy.
Shut up.
Love the guy to death, but he talks about way too much grapefruit.
I can appreciate that. I like a ruby red grapefruit or maybe a nice yellow grapefruit sometimes, but tasting it in a cigar, really?
Did anybody get nutty?
Yes, it's definitely nutty.
Definitely.
It's
I
a
get nutty, toasty, sweetness,
Toasty.
absolutely
Very
sweetness,
good.
and I got a lot of black pepper when it lit, and then about a third of the way in, it ratcheted back, and it kind of settled in a little bit. There was still like a smattering of, let's call it white pepper on the back of the palate. Shut your mouth, Clara.
Whenever it's something about a smattering of something white on the back of Lou's palate, he knows.
I got the white pepper too.
Look at he gets so giddy when he's excited, doesn't he? I love
I will
it.
say, Lou, when I lit this up, some guy stood over me and a waiter's thing, and he goes, "Would you like some pepper with this?"
No, I didn't get as much pepper as you're talking about. I didn't get blasted with pepper at first.
That's because you don't know how to retro.
I got, like
How
I
can
said,
you retrohale in a suit like that?
you can't.
Mr.
You
Queef.
can't.
Queef Quaff. An impression of John Detour. Hey. All right, I'm the best dressed guy here, and I'm pretty damn cute. And I get more tang than the astronauts. I get more ass than a toilet seat. I'm John Detour.
All day long.
It's nutty and it's toasty, but I think that it turns sort of leathery. You get about a third to a halfway through the cigar, and the aroma takes on this, aged tobacco. Like it turns into a real classic profile as far as I'm concerned.
He touched on leather.
Does it taste like leather? Is that leather or
Really,
leather?
guy?
We were talking about the flavors, and leather comes up pretty regularly, and then Tommy actually bit on his leather wallet.
I'll do a wallet. I'll do, I'll go the citrus route. I'll go, thank God, cigars don't taste like crap, because I wouldn't enjoy that at all. Not even a bit. Or man parts. See, I did it again. You know what? I do have a problem. I know I do. My wife knows I do. My kids know I do.
Really?
Go ahead. I'm just doing my
So
tasting notes.
do
I hope I don't taste ball hair.
I mean,
that's
now,
gonna be bad.
now that you bring up the aged tobacco, do we know how long the tobacco is aged for, or no?
Well, I happen to know that all of the tobaccos are barrel aged for at least 3 years.
Okay.
And of course, he has other things put aside. So the other thing that he does is everything is classified in such a way that he knows exactly what pilon to grab, the tobacco from. Everything is marked.
What was that word?
Pilon. The
Pilon?
Yeah,
Explain
that's
to the
those are the
audience.
Pilon is a
bit.
pile
Sounds
of
dirty.
tobacco, of what they call hands of tobacco, and it can be maybe about 4 or 5 feet high. This thing weighs about almost 2 tons maybe, or about 1.5 tons, and they have to constantly rotate them around. It's part of the curing process. It's too long to get into here, but that's why these cigars are so consistent. It's
Okay.
because he uses the exact same leaf from the exact same farm, from the exact same pilon or bale at that point. And that's why you get this consistency throughout all his blends.
But he's done
You
something
get
really
that-
cool. He's taken an existing smoke, put a new wrapper on it, and just ramped it up, way up.
It's definitely spicy.
It's
it's
absolutely
Is it the
delicious.
same core tobaccos that are in the regular champagne? The Connecticut champagne?
It's funny because I emailed Arthur Kemper and I said I need the blend. For this guy. I mean, I knew it was all Nicaraguan, but all he wrote back was Nicaraguan.
Yeah.
But I happened to find out through a little research that the wrapper is a jalapa, so it is a Nicaragua, which is probably where the little sweetness comes from.
This is it's a little more like a Cuban style cigar, I'd say, but it's very full strength. I touched on that earlier, but to me, this is a cigar that's like you smoke it, you're like,
have we finally found the morning cigar that Lou can't smoke?
I'm not going to go that far. No, the truth is that I enjoy smoking a stronger cigar in the morning. Everybody says like, oh, you should wait to smoke a stronger cigar until in the afternoon, and I think that there's some truth to that. If you're planning on smoking multiple cigars a day, but if you're only going to smoke 1 or 2 cigars, like in the morning, your palate is the cleanest. So you wake up and you don't have a whole bunch of cigars and smoke, sort of sullying your palate, let's say. And
There's his vocabulary kicking in. Sullying.
sullying, what is that, 3 syllables? Zarzecki is 3 syllables.
I sullied my palate, fellow.
I didn't roll my eyes once this entire review.
What do you want, a cookie?
Kind of.
John Titor's favorite cookie. I'm thinking he's a snickerdoodle guy. You know, he doesn't strike me as a big fan of chocolate. Again, I take a personal umbrage with this because I'm a Hershey guy. And if you don't like chocolate, honestly, you can fuck right off.
He hacked my Facebook account and went into my About Me section, and it's pretty much an ode to the snickerdoodle. So maybe that's how he got it. I know I'm not a friend with him on Facebook. I would never be friends with him.
Liebe beides, aber ich hasse Snickerdudeln. Snickerdudeln sind schrecklich. Es soll keiner Snickerdoodle essen. Keiner.
If you took a freshly baked glazed donut and rubbed it up against a stripper pole, right there, you know where she hits it with the blue spot? That's what it smells like. Unicorn farts. You know what? This might be like cigar Viagra. What do you think?
Cigar Viagra.
Because it is a little woody to me. A little nutty.
Break out the rim shot machine.
Yeah, we were joking before we went on air and saying it's a real cigar smoker's cigar, and we were saying, oh, we always say that, but this is. I mean,
Yeah.
And I think what we mean by that is if you love to smoke cigars and you smoke them regularly, there are some cigars that just guys who smoke a lot can really appreciate. I think that's it. We're going away. We're going to see you guys next time. What do you say?
Well,
Very good.
We love this cigar. Nick, you're a goddamn genius. That's what you
Again?
are. He's a genius.
We need one to call the Sherpa.
I need a place to stay when I go to Miami. What can I say?
Komm, nimm das Glas, trink es aus, rauch das Gras, wie sie salzt. Bock auf Party, lass die Puppen tanzen.
Hogan!
Und das ist alles.
Tommy and rap are 2 great tastes that don't taste great together.
I sat with Lou when he started to shout, and he raised his hands because I'm talking like a crowd. Then I had Gary who was sitting with Carmelo, and he stuck it in John's mouth, and he said, thanks there, fellow.